Wait a second. What is going on here? What is with all these people? Where are we? Well, today we are doing our first, well, I'm doing my first ever Harescramble race. This is the 2016 ECEA Sahara Sands event. And right here I am going to the starting line, and there's already people crashing. Look at this. We're not even at the starting line yet. We are going to the starting line, and people are already crashing. This is going to be one crazy day. There's so many people out here. I was not expecting this. There are hundreds of people lined up, ready to go racing. But before we can get out there on the track and start banging some bars, we have to take a quick moment of silence for our national anthem. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm inspired. I'm ready to go riding. I am motivated. Let's do this. Okay. And the gate dropped and we're off and we're ready to go. Actually, this isn't even my class. Yeah, my dad was the one taking his videos. Thank you to, thanks Dad for filming. But he actually filmed every single wave of riders except my class. So I am only going to have the GoPro of that, but that's fine. Here all the other waves are going, and whenever another wave goes, everyone in the previous waves kind of starts up their bike, make sure everything's good to go, because this is a dead engine start. So that means the engine is started cold. But here we go. Enough of me talking. We are going racing. Okay, anytime now. Anytime. And we're off and we're going, and oh, my bike didn't start first kick. That was my biggest fear, is that it was not going to start first kick. Every single wave that went before me, I started it up and it started first kick, except when it was my turn to go, started third kick. So I'm already in the back of the class. It's really, really deep sand, but I'm charging through. I'm already upset about having a pretty terrible start. Like I said, already in the back of the pack, but that's okay. I'm not out here to win this. I'm just out here to have a good time, you know, learn how to do my first race type of thing, and I go down. Now I'm really having a terrible start. Not only did I start all the way in the back of the pack because my bike didn't start first kick, but now I fell into like the second or third corner. The sand is so deep, people are coming over, make sure I'm good, but you know, I was fine. It was just a little tip over. So now I got to get the bike started. Now I'm literally dead last. I can hear the other class coming, which I think may have been the B class or something. I don't know. Whatever they were a lot better than what I was. So I can hear them coming my way, and I'm like, okay, I got to go. I got to get out of these people's way, because not only is the class behind me better than me, but the people coming are the head of the class that is already better than me. So I've got to make sure I get out of their way, but I've also got to, at the same time, try to catch up to my class, because I don't want to finish dead last, even though my goal for the day was just to finish. I was reading up a lot about Harescrambles and what a lot of new riders or new racers first experience with the Harescramble was, and everyone said the same thing. Listen, it's a tough race. This race was 2 hours long, about 27 miles. It was a 9-mile track, and I did 3 laps on it, which, 3 laps doesn't sound like a lot, but when you take into consideration that it was a 9-mile track, pretty long. Anyway, everyone was saying, it's a 2-hour race, it's really long, you just got to pace yourself. You don't want to get too crazy off the start, because while races can't necessarily be won off the start, they can definitely be lost, and I could see where they were coming from that, because right here I have to let this entire other class go ahead of me, because, like I said, they were the class that was, I guess, faster, and I didn't want to be holding them up. So I let them go, so now not only am my entire class is ahead of me, now another class is ahead of me. So this is a pretty bad start, and I definitely did lose this race off of the start. So definitely got to work on the starts. But the other thing that I really read up on is that you need to pace yourself. This isn't a sprint. This is a marathon. This isn't motocross where it's a 30-minute moto and you're all out for that entire 30 minutes. This is a 2-hour race. You gotta pace yourself. You can't be going crazy because after doing a lot of the research, what I heard is that a lot of people, when it's their first race, they'll go full force right off the gate and they'll be tired by 30 minutes in. And I was trying to avoid that. I was trying to make sure I paced myself good, but I also didn't want to finish last. So I'm trying to go at a decent pace. But man, this track is a lot more difficult than I thought it was gonna be. It's tough. It's a really, really tough track. I know it doesn't look that tough on the video, but it is. It's deep sand, and they're sand whoops, and they're not the typical whoops I'm used to. They are really close to each other. The track is so tight. You can even tell right here. This is actually one of the wider portions of the track, but for the most part, it was just really, really tight single track. And up here, we get into a little bit of a bottleneck situation, and I was like, we're not even 20 minutes into this thing, and people are already getting stuck. And I really wasn't sure what to do. I didn't really want to be, going full throttle, crashing into people who were already stuck, and just acting like an impatient jerk trying to get through that. But then again, this is a race, and I do need to be a little bit aggressive here. But I also wanted to see what lines other people were taking because I did not want to get stuck. So I figured I'd let a couple people go, see what line they took, and I would take whatever line seemed to work the best. But as it turned out, there really was only one line. But up here, this guy goes flying past me and misses the corner, and I go to pass him and I stall out, and now more people are passing me. I don't even know what happened there. Like I was like third gear or something, and I just forgot to downshift, or I thought maybe I didn't need to downshift, and I ended up stalling the bike in a perfect opportunity where I could have made some good passes. And watching that back, that is definitely frustrating. So anyway, we get past that. We're back into the really tight single track sections. Like, just look how tight this is. There's barely any room to pass. My bars, to me, feel like they were hitting every single tree. And that's another thing I did learn from my experience is I need bark busters. I need the full wraparound metal handguards because I hit my hands on so many trees that my knuckles hurt so bad after this race that I really need to buy some proper handguards. These handguards work great. They're the Acerbi's, just the standard vented plastic handguards. They work great for motocross for keeping, roost off of it, but when you're going a decent amount of speed and you whack a tree, it definitely does hurt your knuckles. And what also hurts your knuckles a lot is when another rider runs into you right on your hands. That's exactly what happened up here. I come around this corner, I lose my balance, some guy tries to make a pass on the inside, you really can't see it, but he tries to make the pass, and he hits me right on the hands, and it hurt so bad. And my hand was already in a lot of pain because it was just start cramping up just from trying to hang onto the bars, going through the whoops and the sand, and I started gripping the bike really tight, so I started to get arm pump, and now someone runs into my knuckles, and my hand hurts even more now. And on top of that, it was my clutch hand, which turns out I did not expect this, how important clutch control was in this race because of just how tight it was. Really, I used the clutch for pretty much the entire race. So having my clutch hand hurt this bad definitely made this race a little bit harder than I thought. There were even more problems that I started to experience while I was out here. Besides arm pump, my hands cramping up, and someone running into my hand, and of course the whole part about me starting at the back of the pack because I got a bad start and then crashed in the second corner. Turns out just saying this race sounds like it's going pretty bad, but I had a ball out here. I had so much fun. But probably the biggest issue that I encountered while I was out here, besides right here me making a wrong turn. Should have went left, but I decided to go straight and had to reroute back onto the course. Besides that, the biggest problem I had is that I brought with me a Camelback, which for anyone who doesn't know, it's basically a backpack filled with water that has a hose attached to it. That way, whenever you need to take a sip of water, it's a lot easier than pulling out a water bottle. So I thought it'd be a great thing to have while I was out here. But the issue that I had is I forgot to properly wash it the night before. So I ended up getting sick every time I took a sip out of the Camelback. For whatever reason, there must have been something in there that I didn't wash out, and I just started getting horrible stomach pains, and my stomach started feeling sick. So I'm on top of everything else that I was going through. Now, you know, my stomach is all out of whack, and I am starting to feel sick. But it's okay. It's okay. We're out here riding. I love riding. So we're just going to keep on going through. You know, you see people all the time crash on the side of the trail. A lot of chaos going on, but that's okay. We're dirt biking. It doesn't matter the chaos and whatever. As long as you're out dirt biking, it is a great time. And that is one of the things I did learn from this experience is, you know, this was tough. This was the toughest thing I've ever done on a dirt bike. But yet I still had so much fun because I got to ride my dirt bike for 2.5 hours straight, and it was awesome. We're gonna end the video pretty much kind of right here. I get out of the woods, and now I start to get into the really deep sand section of the track. You know, the place is called Sahara Sand. You kind of got to figure that there would be a lot of sand sections. Probably 75% of the race was just deep sand. Even in the woods, you really can't tell when we're in the woods, but yeah, that was pretty much all sand. So we get out to this little grass track, and we're going to end the video right here. Please be sure to check out the other videos on this day. This is probably going to be a 2 or 3 part series. So next part is going to be kind of the grass track area, I think, if I remember correctly, but I'll put the link in the description once I get the other video up. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and check out all the Harescramble videos from today.